Hi, we have this Impala up on stands with the wheels off the ground to change out a leaky power steering pump. But before we take the pump out, we're going to use it to pump out the old fluid. If you want to avoid a mess, you'll need to siphon out the reservoir to just below the upper or return hose. Then detach that upper return hose and connect it to a line going to a bottle or pan to collect the fluid. The final step will be to plug that reservoir low pressure inlet with a 3/8 piece of vinyl tubing and maybe a bolt or something to plug it.
Now we can put some more back in the reservoir here and flush it for flushing purposes. And we fill it back up. Now we're going to run it all out.
And now I'm replacing a leaky, unrepairable pump, but if you were just replacing the fluid, you would not want to run the reservoir dry. You'd have to keep adding to it. Okay, nothing more is coming out, so we're done with this part of it. And there's typically about 24 ounces of fluid in a power steering system.
Okay, disconnect the battery, negative.
Now we've slipped a serpentine belt removal tool between the overflow bottle and the engine. Now I'm showing a view from an early video where I took the bottle out. I'm slipping the serpentine tool, socket part of it, into the tensioner. Now we can take the bar, that very narrow bar I was showing earlier, and fit it over that nut. And now we're back to the current view with the bottle in place.
So pull it back all the way, and then you can slip the belt off the alternator.
Now we can slip the belt under the power steering pump and get it out of the way.
So this is 1/2 or 13 millimeter, either one will work on here. And these are not torqued very highly. So then you just got to turn it until you can get the next one. And there's a third one over here. From there on, you can spin it out with a thumb wheel.
Now we need to remove a 8 millimeter bolt that holds the power steering high pressure line to a bracket.
Down here, right down here. It's a little 8 millimeter. Now I can move this harness over here. Okay, so now you need to lift this up and pull it forward. And what we're left with here is this 5/8 inch flare nut.
Now plug the end of that high pressure line to prevent any debris from getting in there. Despite this leak, the power steering on this car still worked, although it was loud. Whiny. If you need to remove the reservoir from the pump, here's some bonus clips.
Okay, there are these two holders. There's one here. There's a spring in the middle, a very strong spring, showing one that came off. Came off this side here. See, it slides in like this. Now to get that off, what you have to do is get a small screwdriver in like this to lift this. And then while you're holding that, get another screwdriver like this and tap it.
Now I'm showing the separation process because some pumps are sold without the reservoir, so then you would have to transfer it.
And there you can see it's partly off. It's free from the release, so now we can just tap it the rest of the way off. Now with both those off, now there is a filter here that's built into this. Looks like it goes here.
So a little bonus coverage here. I dangle the pump from my workshop ceiling, put some fluid in there, and then we're going to just watch and see where it leaks from. And it is leaking. There's a big old fat drop right down there at the bottom. For this repair, we're going to use a scrapyard pump we purchased for $35. And we're going to put a little fluid in here and test it to make sure it doesn't leak.
So it looks good, no leaks. Time to install. Okay, so first thing, they gave us a little protective cap, which is good. So now we're going to take our protection off of this.
And now install the steel high pressure line.
What you call a 5/8 fit on here. Okay, so now
Little wiggle, little jiggle. Let's get this back in place.
you kind of hold up on it as you turn it in by hand. Getting a good start. Okay. Now you have to be able to rotate this around, so it's got to go deep enough. Okay, we're deep enough where we can start the third one, which is right here and over here. Going back to a thumb wheel on this 1/2 inch deep well. Now I can spin it on there pretty quick. Don't tighten it all at once. Do the usual back and forth. Get them even. Okay, I'm going to give it the final. I don't have a torque spec on this, but it's not, in my opinion, critical either. Really critical enough to really bother with. Now for the return hose. Take that cap off. Okay. And you got a couple clamps to tighten up. Let's start with the crankshaft and then go to the air conditioning compressor. First, get around those two. So this loop that you have left now goes around the inside of the tensioner. Can't really see it down there. So let me come up from the compressor, up around this idler, up over the power steering pump, underneath this idler, and then from there to the water, to the alternator. At our leisure, without a lot of fuss and muss and trying to hold on to all this and maintain it, you can just go down don't forget to put this little guy in. $8mm.
When I refill, I want to control the cranking right from the engine bay.
This is a starter relay here. And you can get the diagram.
You can identify the contacts, the output contacts, from a little diagram on the relay. It's often there.
This would do nicely here. So it's right here and right here. So now I got a jump remote start switch here. I'm just going to put it across here. That way we can crank it as we slowly add fluid here. We'll crank it.
Now this first time I'm filling the reservoir right to the brim, and then we'll crank it halfway down or so. No specific power steering fluid is required here.
Okay, drew it about halfway down. We'll refill it. Okay, so we put in 16 ounces now, and that should be only a few ounces short. And we're going to start running it now.
Now you don't have to crank it like this. You can use the pump, but I'd recommend having a second person to keep adding back fluid so you don't introduce air into the system. Really noisy at first. Now I'm not showing this, but what I'm doing, I've got it up, of course, on stands, and I'm turning the wheel left to right from stop to stop repeatedly. Okay, after 5 or 10 minutes of this, it finally quieted down, and the power steering is now working fine and quietly. Okay, we're buttoned up and good to go. Hope this video steered you in the right direction. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.